You know what? You want $1 million for your 500 square foot box? You know what? I will give you $1 million. I will pay you $1 a day until the end of time. He got his price, but I got my terms. First, I want to know who knows about creative finance. Some, all right, a little bit. What's the number one creative solution that you know?
Seller finance?
Seller finance? You said kinda.
Or side by investment? No, sub-2. Hard money.
Hard money? Yep. It's really anything outside the norm, the traditional, outside of that tiny little box that, as realtors, they try to stuff us all into. What I'm here to talk about is there's about 15 different creative strategies that I utilize day to day to solve problems for sellers on properties that I'm trying to buy as an investor. As an agent, it put a whole lot more tools in my belt to be able to help sellers out of situations that a normal traditional deal just wouldn't work. I'm a husband. I have 5 kids. I love to fish. I love to hunt. I do own a farm. No, I am not a real cowboy. I just like the look. And that is kind of me in a nutshell.
Talk about it, but if anybody tell me, there's no wrong answer, right?
There's no such thing as wrong answer. Private lending, perfect one. Now, under private lending, there's multiple tiers. There's hard money, there's private money, and then there's institutional private money.
Yeah.
So 3 different options under one umbrella, just with that. Credit card, checkbook,
Use the response.
HELOCs, just playing down that a little more. Local regional banks. Don't go to the big ones. Don't buy and hold rental property long term on a HELOC, because then when you're not paying attention and that interest rate jumps 2 points, it turns a great rental into what did I just do? Been there. So to acquire it, great. To flip it, great. To hold it long term, put fixed debt on it.
Subject to, I know you mentioned subject to. You want to explain it, or you comfortable?
I will try it. However, but I know that he can take over the mortgage of someone else.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
It's like, yep, you're taking over somebody's existing mortgage. Why is that? Why can I be a good strategy today?
Bingo.
A lot of them. I forget the percentage, but there's a huge percentage under 6%.
It's like 60 or 70%, I think.
Yeah, or under 6% or something like that. So, and then during the pandemic, 3, sometimes sub 3%. If you're able to take over the payments that are a lot lower, and essentially rent it out and make the delta. Now, my question for you, Chris, is why the heck would somebody do that? Why would somebody let you take over their pay?
Multiple reasons, but I'll just cover the top few. Subject to creative in general. We'll just stick to subject to for this. Generally, the bottom 8% and the top 8% are the only people that would consider doing something like this. On the bottom, job loss, job relocation, plenty of equity but can't afford to sell, or no equity. I just bought it. Let's pretend this is 2023 and I bought it in 21. Market dropped. Now I have no more equity, but I have a 2% interest rate. That interest rate is more of an asset than the property, because as landlords, as investors, we need to control our costs, and we can't go to the bank and be like, hey, no, I want that sweet 2% interest rate. Somebody else already went and did that. So we put in fail safes to, hey, if I mess up, you take the house back. You keep all the money I've given you. Just say we did one in 2 years down the road, I get abducted by aliens and I'm not here to make that payment to him anymore or his bank. He takes the house back without having to foreclose. I put that in every single one of my agreements.
And the benefit for somebody that's going through this, unfortunately, they're in distress, right? They, like you said, job loss, death.
Right. So why would a seller do that?
Why would a seller do that? They might lose the home, right? They might be getting foreclosed on, and they need to figure out a situation.
They need to figure out a solution. Mm-hmm. And we'll just stick for conversation purposes. They have no equity and they would have to write a check to sell it, and they can't afford to. Okay. That's the main reason. So if I know I'm going to lose my house and somebody comes and says, I'm going to pay you X and I'm going to take this over, and then you're good. What? Okay, you're going to put in the fail safe that if you mess up, I take it back. But what is the real benefit for me, the seller? Well, I'm not going to lose it. I'm not going to get foreclosed. I don't have to short sell. I don't have to go borrow money from a friend to be able to write that check to sell it. But the most important thing to that seller, saves their credit. All of those other options are credit.
I definitely got to get your information. I definitely got to figure out. Just at least to check out your channels.
Oh, for sure. Website, ChrisThompsonTeam.com.
Exactly what I need. I will be reaching out, man. You'll hear from him.
Perfect. O-M-T-H, yes. T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N.
That's perfect. Glad to meet you, man. I'm
Glad to meet you.
got more information. There's questions for here.
Oh, for sure. And what was your name?
My name is Shah.
Shy?
Shah. S-H.
Shah. Okay.
Some of them are fixated on the actual price, which is very common now. Like, hey,
100%.
this one says my home is worth 700,000. I'm not going under that at all. Okay, I can do that, but you got to give me my terms. You know, I can do that. You got to give me some time to pay it. So
The key tagline, whatever you want to call it, with anything creative, I will give you your price if you give me the terms that allow me to cash flow. Give you a example here real quick. All right, by show of hands, who would jump out of a plane without a parachute? Nobody? Bingo.
what's that?
She said, sorry, say it again.
Depends on where the
Depends on where the plane is. Now, everybody's mind went to that plane's at 30,000 feet. If that plane's already on the ground on the tarmac, I might break an arm, but that 10, 20, 30 foot fall, I'll take that. That's no different than saying, hey, I will give you, Shah, you know what? You want $1 million for your 500 square foot box? You know what? I will give you $1 million. I will pay you $1 a day until the end of time. He got his price, but I got my terms.